Before rejoining you all, I took the liberty of clearing out the geckos in 1-4, and I got chunks for days, both sharp and hardstone. So I took a little time after that, getting the remaining small splinters of sharpstone and hardstone that I needed for the next weapon upgrade from hoplites right near the phalanx archstone. And I've got them all now, so let's go ahead and bump up our shield and spear just a little bit more. Winged Spear plus 9. And Purple Flame Shield plus 9. We have all the pures and the large splinters that we need to take this to plus 10, but we're short on chunks and don't really have a lot of good sources of them left. And as for the shield... Oh! We're actually really within range of plus 10ing that. Hang on, I'm gonna farm more hoplites. Normally I could just buy these from Filthy, but, well, you know. Hello again. Bad news, I lost 90,000 souls when I clipped through an elevator and fell to my death on the way to pick up a pile. The good news, I learned that the Lizardmen miners in Stonefang can drop small splinters, large splinters, and chunks of both hardstone and sharpstone. And I was able to put Stonefang into pure black without any particular consequence so that I could get the best drops. So my friends, it looks like we're gonna max out those weapons after all. There we go, our plus 10 Wanged Spur. And if that wasn't enough, we're gonna max out my baby too. And get trophies for both.
You come back alive and did your business.
And with all that squared away, I suppose it's time for bad news again. We have to go kill Yuria. And I am really not looking forward to this. There is one thing that's kind of funny about this, though. Whereas some of the various people we've assassinated have been pretty slow to anger, Yuria will try to nuke you the moment you poke her. Yep. Ooh, shit. She sure doesn't have much for HP, though. In fact, maybe that's why she gets angry so mad. Angry so mad? Angry so fast. Because you take off a lot of her health with even one attack. And she didn't say a word. Well, I suppose it's better that way. Oh, that didn't feel good. Oh, Mephisto better have something good for us.
So, you've completed everything, hey? You're what they might call a miracle worker. Lastly, I must only kill you, and the secret of the soul shall be eternally safe.
I'm not sure what you just gave me.
A fool such as you is a rare thing.
So yeah, show of hands, folks. Who saw that coming? Okay, that grab thing that you just tried to do, you don't want to get hit with that. Because that is unblockable, and it is a level drain. Yes, you will actually lose a soul level if that hits you. Evil, FromSoft. Real fucking evil. And she likes to get right up in your face, too. Kinda out of range for that, my dear. But you make no remark, Ms. Mephistopheles? Apparently not. Well, we do get her equipment: the paring dagger, the épée rapier, the gold mask, and the ring of the accursed. Now, the ring of the accursed, what does that do? Oh, this is what we got for killing Yuria. That's right, that's where we get the foe's ring. A mysterious red-black ring given to A mysterious red-black ring given to Mephistopheles increases attack power after becoming a Black Phantom. This mysterious ring supports bestial relationships, overtaking warriors in other worlds. Its partner, the Friends Ring, is also said to exist. And indeed, we've got it in our pack right there. Bestial relationships, huh? Make your own jokes, kids. Anyway, yeah, that makes you stronger if you're an invader. Not sure whether it's better than having a more straightforward sort of benefit in your ring slot, but I never really did much PvP, so I couldn't really tell you. As for that ring of the accursed, or accursed if you prefer, who the hell is it? Oh, there we are. A thin gold serpent ring. Makes the player the enemy's top attack priority. Once used to signify criminals, the bearer of this ring was continuously pelted with stones and spat on. More of that cheerful kind of world you come to expect from FromSoft. Well, let's see, she also had a few weapons. The épée is a ceremonial rapier which made from gold. Confined in a sealed chamber, it is the weapon of the rogues who embrace the soul industry. One of the many reasons the rogues feared this weapon is due to the magical power of a strong flame. And I believe this does actually do fire damage. As for the paring dagger, a dagger made especially for parrying. Equipping this weapon in the left hand is fundamental. It is the weapon of the rogues who embrace the soul industry. Rather than a shield, women gleefully use this unique dagger in battle. Yeah, I think they're aiming for parrying dagger rather than paring. We're not, like, peeling fruit with it. But I'm not sure whether that was changed in the Atlas localization or not. I will have to look that up. And finally, the gold mask. A gold mask inlaid with a delicate design. Even among the rogues that are confined in a sealed chamber who embrace the soul industry, only those of a particularly high rank are allowed to wear it. Let's try it on. Makes us almost look like a swashbuckler instead of an assassin like the other mask did. Oh yeah, that was a terribly non-shocking betrayal. Oh, it occurs to me. That gold mask can be traded for something. I can't recall what off the top of my head, but Sparkly will give you something for it. You look that up real quick. Okay, you can actually trade the gold mask for a colorless demon soul. Pretty good trade, I would have to say. But we don't really have a use for a colorless demon soul at this point in our lives, so we'll just keep the mask for now. Also, yes, the paring dagger was the parrying dagger in the Atlas version. Now then, all of our assassination missions are done. There's really only one thing left to do, and that's finish up 1-4. All we really have left to do there is defeat the spiritual final boss of the game. Spiritual final boss, you ask? Yes. Effectively, we're going to go fight the final boss of the game to any meaningful degree. It's not the literal final boss, but you'll see what I mean when I actually get to the very end. No need to go back through the whole level with me. I will rejoin you when we get to where we left off. This should look pretty familiar. Where the blue dragon was before we poisoned it to death. And a little way forward is where we met and slew Ostrava. Next time around we'll be able to get the final dialogue from him if everything goes according to plan. Hello, what's this? Oh dear. The spirit of Ostrava has returned for revenge. I didn't mean it. I was just showing shit off for the LP, dude. You may notice that I just blocked there and still took a fairly substantial amount of damage. That is because he is using a rune sword, and that weapon does quite a bit of magical damage. I don't recall offhand if it's entirely magical damage, but certainly a good part of it. Ooh. This, by the way, is not what I was talking about when I said the spiritual final boss. That still lies ahead. And we get the rune sword and shield. These can also be found in 3.2, I believe, but I get lost in 3.2. I get lost in 3.1 as well. 3 is just really good for being lost in general. The rune shield is a gilded shield crafted with exquisite design. Strongly enhanced with magic, it protects the user from magical attacks. It is the weapon of the legendary hero who used this shield with its paired rune sword. And speaking of the sword, its physical attack power is close to non-existent, but is strongly magically enhanced, and also protects its wielder, that's misspelled, from magical attacks. It is the weapon of the legendary with its paired rune shield. That wasn't very good English either. Get your shit together, rune equipment. And now, the final fateful elevator. Quite a ride. And now it is time to take on the, for all intents and purposes, final boss of Demon Souls. Also, holy shit, I just noticed how many souls we... Whoa, what was that? Oh, I didn't know I was gonna do that. Alright then. Where was I? Oh yes. The effective final boss. That means we should do a little prepping, which, now that I've got a ride down, I have plenty of time to do. I am going to... Oh shit, I kinda meant to bring the binded cross with me, and I failed to do so. Oh well. If we can pull this off in our first attempt, then we'll do it assassin style. Also, shield tanking is kind of rough against this guy, because he does quite a bit of magic damage, which the Purple Flame Shield, for all its many virtues, is not great against. I can't remember if I've ever tried the Dark Silver Shield here, and if I did, how well it works, so I'm gonna give that a shot. Let's see, anything else? Ah, yes. I should probably replace this with the Eternal Warrior's Ring. Get that stamina recovery boost. Want to put on some quality grass. We'll break out the good stuff. Let's take some old spice as well, why not? Warding will, of course, not do anything against the magic damage from this opponent, but I do think he also does some physical damage as well, so this should ameliorate that to some extent. Fingers crossed. By the way, this is the number 2 boss for me. Tougher than Flame Lurker, not as difficult as the Man-Eaters. So this may take a few attempts. Alright folks, let's knuckle up and make the magic happen. Remember how Ostrava was gonna go confront his father? Well, here's Papa. That grab that King Elantis tried to do, that is the same as the one Mephistopheles uses. It will hurt you quite a bit, and it will drain a level from you. That is a flavor of assholery FromSoft never really returned to, and I am glad for that. Wow, that AoE is huge! I forgot just how big it was. Ultimately, what you really want to do is interrupt that, because it is nicely interrupted. Oh my god, it just hits you from anywhere! So I was saying, it is quite interruptible. And to do so is an excellent idea. I should probably buff my weapon, but thought of that a little late. That move where he does kind of the slow jump in with the big nyurg, that tends to be my preferred time to punish him. Unless I'm trying to heal at the time and he cuts me off. That could happen too. No, you don't. Just barely stopped him. So far this is going alright. Which is a thing I should never say. But thus far, it is the case. I get a good chance I'm going to want to ward up again. Tell me his AoE can't reach me all the way over here. No, it cannot. Excellent. With that dash attack he does, he can do that for pretty much anywhere he damn pleases, and it will reach you. Didn't hurt me that bad with the warding on, though. No, you don't. I do not wish to be hit with that. No, I do not. Yeah, that big nyeh, that's probably the easiest of his attacks to avoid, and it gives you some decent time to punish. Like so. If you don't miss like I just did. No, I'm not going to try and interrupt that. A little too far away. Honestly, at this point, you've pretty much seen everything he can do. Doesn't have a huge moveset, just a couple of very nasty things, like that massive AoE, and the level drain grab. Hell no. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely looking like there's a different spread of physical and magical on his various moves. Some of them, even when I've got warding on, do quite a bit of damage, and some of them, it seems to eliminate pretty much all of it. instead of punishing that, I'm going to put my warding back on. And get punished for it, but that's okay. Oh no. Oh, the soul absorbed. Oh well, at least you got to see it. Little pro tip for that big lunge. When he just comes flying at you from a million miles away. I tend to find the best way to avoid that is to actually dodge toward him, like so. Just dodge into the attack. Make use of those iframes, go right through it. Oh my god! No! To lose at this point over a stupid mistake like that would make me very, very, very salty, I have to admit. It is so easy to underestimate just how far that goes, because it goes for miles. Let me get my spice on. Not this time, Your Highness. You fucked up, sir. I fucked up, sir. Losing all my hard-earned XPs. Not that at this stage of the game it matters all that much. Almost got me again. But that was his final error. We get an excellent reward of souls for that, although at this point in the game there's very little use for them. Now, that trophy... Did you notice that said the False King's Trophy? And the False King's Demon's Soul.
How did you defeat my precious demon? No human has an appetite for souls such as you. The rest is up to the Old One. If it is to be, then you shall be beckoned.
That's right, that was not King Alad at all that we fought, but a demon imposter. King Alad, by the way, is voiced by Peter Marinker, who is also known as Frampt and Koth from Dark Souls, and Strayed from Dark Souls 2. Well, that's it. All of the demons have been destroyed, and now the Old One is calling us to it. Let's take a nice long look around the Nexus, for it will be our last. You hear those moans and sighs coming from the pit of the Old One? Pretty creepy. I like it. Can't remember if anyone else has anything new to say at this point. I would expect so, but I'm not certain.
I can forge.
Doesn't look like we're getting much out of Baldwin. I don't even know why I'm bothering with repairing my shit.
Deep inside stone fat bone.
So no comment at all about the yawning hole in the middle of the Nexus with all the moans coming out of it? No? Alright.
You come back.
Thank goodness you are safe. I was worried sick about you.
Oh, Thomas. I'm gonna miss you, Thomas.
If only I could assist in this fight.
I tell you once again, my friend, you've assisted a great deal. In a game with equip weight, you are worth your weight in gold. Or souls, if you prefer.
We are indebted to you, for you fight on our behalf.
Okay, I guess this really doesn't change anyone's dialogue. So, let's go ahead and get this loop of demon souls all done and dusted.
Hark, I hear a voice of yore. The Old One is calling for thee. Let us proceed below to its lair. Old One, I have brought thee what thou wishest, thy new demon. Come now, be good.
So this is what lies under the Nexus, huh? Rather surprising. Certainly wouldn't have expected an area of wide open sky. And that's the old one, huh? Doesn't look so terrible or evil. Kinda foresty, with birds fluttering around it and everything. Maybe it's one of those entities that just is. Not really good, not really evil. It just is. Well, unfortunately, old one, we can't just let you swallow up the world in your colorless fog and put an end to all human life, so gonna have to ruin your plan there. Maiden in Black, what's the game plan?
Let us proceed below to its lair.
I think we already did that. Alright, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You know what? I'm gonna finish the journey with my baby in my hand. So up ahead we will have the literal final boss fight. But really, it's just a formality.
You have been chosen by the Old One. Shalt thou seek everlasting demon souls, or obey that naive monumental? Whatever your choice, you are our first visitor. May you be welcome here.
I should note that the very final boss's name in this translation is really, really wrong and doesn't mean what it seems to imply at all. Just a really, really weird translation.
Surely you have seen for yourself. Suffering that fills this world. The fight poison with poison. God is merciful. So created the Old One. The Old One will feed on our souls and put an end to our tragic realm of existence.
I don't know, man. If some of the lore that I've gathered is any indication, God is the Old One. In any case, this is, according to this version of the game, wannabe a lot, which is just so awkward. The idea here, as I understand it, is that Alant wanted to become a demon and never succeeded and just became this. The implication, at least the way I see that name, is that this is something that wants to be Alant, and that is not true. This is the actual King Alant. In fact, in the Atlas localization, that was all his name was in this section. King Alant. As you can see, old Alant here is not much of a threat. His whole demonization doesn't seem to have gone super well. He is very slow, very clumsy, has a sword that he doesn't even seem to be able to wield. And even if we just straight up let him, he can't hurt us all that much. So, I think there's only one thing to do here, and that's put this degraded king out of his misery. I will give him this, he's fairly tanky. We do have to put a lot of holes in him before he finally falls down. But it's really only a matter of time. At this point you can probably see why I think 1-4 makes the most logical final level. The whole dramatic progression of Ostrava's role in the story. The Boletarian heroes in Black Phantom form, battling the false King Alant and learning that Alant is not in the castle at all. All that good shit. I do find it very strange that they give you access to 1-4, the ability to access that level, as soon as you've beaten one complete Archstone. Well, it's been quite a journey, but one more strike ought to do it.
You fool. Don't you understand? No one wishes to go on.
One last reward of souls. Oh, what's this? Ah, we get to take his sword. The counterpart to Demon Brand, Soul Brand. Let's take a look. The soul-rending blade handed down to the Boletaria royal family, the opposing black blade to the Demon Brand. After Alant rose to the throne, it was always in the king's hands. This blade power increases the user's soul to close to that of a demon. And as you would expect being the opposite of Demon Brand, it gets stronger the closer you are to pure black character tendency.
Thine work is done. Slayer of demons, go back above. The Nexus shall imprison thee no longer. I shall lull the old one back to slumber.
It's a solid plan, and I'd love to be part of it. But evil.
The Old One sensed a new and powerful demon by its side. And before long, the world will be engulfed by the deep fog. Bring more souls.
And for our foul, foul deeds, we receive the Red Eye Stone and the Beast's Demon Soul.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not exit the Nexus, but each of the 5 archstones will connect them to
This all looks strangely familiar. That's right. As is standard for a Souls game, we've been looped, and we are now in New Game Plus, which, even by the standards of the Souls series and Bloodborne, is brutal. It really hates you. So many things can now one-shot you. And that, my friends, is Demon Souls. But we're not done yet. We can't let the story end like that, after all. It would be terribly out of character. Nope, we're going to have to head through the game once more to get the other ending. And I am going to handle that like I did Dark Souls 1 and 2. That is to say, I'll just do a little digest version of the playthrough, showing the highlights and what have you. And I am going to do it in a different playstyle, specifically magic-focused, because I want to show you just how broken magic can get in this game. I won't have access to the monk's head collar, so I can't maximally break it, but I can still break it pretty damn well with what I do have access to. For that reason, I think I'm actually not going to play through New Game Plus, because there is no respec in this game. No way to flatten your stats and start fresh. And starting to build up my magic stats through New Game Plus with everything wanting to one-shot me and all that fun kind of shit, I think I'm gonna have to pass. So when we return to Demon Souls for the second loop, I'm going to create a new character, I think, and we will begin at the beginning. There are, however, just a few last things I would like to show you. First is the Beast's Demon Soul, which we collected for killing the Maiden in Black. And it is the soul of the Old One itself. Sadly, there's nothing special you can do trade or crafting-wise with the Beast's Demon Soul. It's just a snack. But what a snack! Also, we did receive the False King's Demon Soul, and that there is something we can do with, but I'm going to save that for the next loop. It'll just be a little easier to handle then. I think what I'm going to do is find something short to play through, something probably a little retro, to serve as an intermission between our runs of Demon Souls. And after that, we will return here and get back into the shit. I hope you've enjoyed this dastardly trip through Demon Souls, and I look forward to seeing you when we return and get our good wizard on. As ever, gentle friends and travelers, it has been a pleasure sharing this journey with you, and it will be lovely as well having your company for the second cycle of I Played a Thing, Demon Souls. Before then, I'll be seeing you for that little palate cleanser, and until then, this is signing off. Today's sudden but inevitable betrayal has been brought to you by Justin Carpenter, Nolden, Zangamarth, Anonymous Benefactor, John Madigan, Sanguine Games, Misha Van Doren, Frank Grizzy, Tim J., Lolo De Puzzlo, Joshua C. Ritchie, Jared C. Rice, Sonic Rose, EX Potemkin, Megasaurus, DG Jono, Doug Russell, Dodecalope, Jirogue, Martin Chowanmakers, Mayo the Hedge Fox, Hildegard Argelmach, IGV, Jazel, Joseph Hall, Hot Mayo Sandwich, Dan Larson, K. Ivan Rupert, Tiny Shopkeeper, Charlie Dunst, Kikoskia, Kobo4231, Yuka Takeuchi Fan, Chaotic Narrative, Mystery Accent, Lakota, Mei Yan Ling, Renaman, Fate Everywhere, Rio, TJA, and other devious patrons. I really can't thank you all enough. I'd be scraping the barrel something fierce without your support, and I can only hope you're finding the show and I a worthy investment. Everyone out there, subscribers and commenters and quiet watchers alike, thank you. I started up this channel in 2007 with the mindset that I'd be doing it for myself, and if anyone else happened to dig it, all the better. Well, turns out the best thing about the whole decade-plus experience has been your thoughts, observations, and even getting to know some of you along the way. I hope the ride never ends. Be good to you and your fellow organisms, dear viewer, and knock wood, I'll catch you next week for our Between Demon Souls snack. Till then. Hello out there, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've had a good time, and I've been glad to have you. If you enjoyed this video, new subscribers always brighten my day, and if you really dig my stuff and would like to support me on Patreon, I shall be very grateful indeed. You're also invited to go with the stream every Friday at twitch.tv/unplayedathing. Thank you again, and have a good one.